The argument got heated, so she did what a lot of people would do. She called her parents, trying to calm things down, trying to feel safe. But before they could fix anything, he picked up a rifle and started shooting. Make it make sense.
Crime scene in the middle of a Daytona Beach neighborhood. Overnight, police confirmed a woman was shot and killed. Her husband badly hurt after a murder and attempted suicide. It happened after 6:30 last night at a home along Fulton Street. That's not far from North Street and George W. Ingram Boulevard. News 6's Ezzy Castro joins us live from the Daytona Beach Police headquarters. And Ezzy, police say it all started with a fight.
Crystal, officers say the two of them were arguing at the home. Then things took a violent turn. Now, officers got this call just before 7 o'clock last night. They say when they got there, they found 35-year-old Shawntai Atkins shot in front of the yard of the house. His wife, Shawntai Atkins, was found shot to death at the home as well. And according to police, the two were arguing at some point, Atkins grabbed a rifle and shot her and then shot himself. He was rushed to the hospital, but officers have not released his condition at this point. Though officers say that this is an ongoing investigation. We will be reaching out to them this morning to figure out exactly what led to that argument. As soon as we get an update, we will pass that along. For now, live in Daytona Beach, Ezzy Castro, and Results, News 6.
Thank you, Ezzy.
Shawntai Spencer, known as Tay, was not the kind of person people forget. She had that energy, the kind that fills a room without trying too hard. Always smiling, always warm, always showing love to the people around her. If you knew her, you knew exactly what kind of person she was. She was from Daytona Beach, Florida. Raised there, went to school there, built her life there. She wasn't chasing a fast life or trying to be something she wasn't. She stayed grounded. Tay was focused. She worked full-time while going back to school, pushing through long days just to build something better for herself and her daughter. And when she finally got that nursing degree, she made it clear it wasn't just for her. She gave all thanks to God and kept it moving forward. Because at the center of her life was her daughter, Terry. Everything Tay did revolved around that little girl. Every decision, every sacrifice, every step forward, it all came back to being a mother first. Then there was Shawntai Atkins. Same city, same schools, same environment. They weren't strangers crossing paths. They came from the same world. That kind of connection usually runs deeper. They got together in 2012. And for a while, everything about them looked right. Trips together, laughing together, riding motorcycles, celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, family moments. The kind of relationship people point at and say, yeah, they solid. By 2016, they made it official. Marriage. And Tay, she showed that marriage off proudly. She posted him, celebrated him, spoke highly of him. You could tell she was all in. Even her family embraced him. Her mother didn't just accept him, she loved him. Treated him like her own son. That says a lot about how he showed up in the beginning. And then there was Terry. He stepped into that father role, and from everything people saw, he did it well. He was present. He was involved. He was there. Tay even called him the best dad for her daughter. That little girl looked at him like a hero. And honestly, that kind of bond doesn't happen overnight unless someone is doing something right. So from the outside, everything looked aligned. A hard-working woman in healthcare, a man handling his responsibilities, a family moving forward together. But not everything that looks good feels good. And over time, things started shifting. Sean had been dealing with alcohol for a while. It wasn't something hidden. It showed up in pictures, in videos, in moments people brushed off. A drink here, a bottle there. At first, it didn't seem like much. But over time, it became a pattern. And patterns don't lie. Tay saw it. She knew it. But she stayed. Because she believed in him, She believed he could do better, that he could grow out of it, that whatever he was going through, they could get through it together. And she said it herself. He may not be perfect, but he's perfect for me. Now listen, that kind of loyalty can either build a relationship or break it. Because while she was holding things down, working, raising her daughter, pushing forward, something about Shawn started changing. It wasn't loud at first, just little things. His energy felt different, less present, more distant. Then came the physical change. He lost weight, started looking different. And sometimes when people change on the outside, something else changes on the inside too. And that's when things started getting real. Tay came across messages, not rumors, not guesses, messages, on his Apple Watch, enough to make her stop and think, hold on, what is this? And now everything she believed about her marriage started to feel shaky. Oh, so now this is what we doing. Because while she was loyal, building a life, holding things together, he might have been entertaining something else. And that changes everything. At the same time, his drinking wasn't getting better. In fact, it got serious enough that he had to be admitted into a recovery center. So now you've got multiple things happening at once. Alcohol issues, possible cheating, emotional distance. That's pressure. Real pressure. And just days before everything fell apart, he reportedly left that recovery program, took her motorcycle, and rode off while intoxicated. Let me tell you something. That's not just reckless. That's a warning sign. And now Tay is sitting with all of this, trying to process it, trying to understand it, trying to decide what to do next. So she does what anyone would do. She brings it up. She confronts him. Because at some point, you have to talk about it. And that conversation is what led to everything that came next. October 19th, 2023. Inside that home on Fulton Street, the tension was already there. You could feel it before anything even happened. This wasn't a calm conversation. This wasn't one of those, let's sit down and talk it out moments. This was built-up frustration finally coming out. Tay confronted him about the messages, about drinking, about everything that wasn't adding up anymore. And it didn't stay quiet. Voices got louder. Energy shifted. Two people standing in the same space, but not seeing each other the same way anymore. And at some point, it got to a place where Tay didn't feel comfortable handling it alone. So she made a call. She called her parents, not to make things worse, but to calm things down, to bring in people she trusted, people who could step in and help settle things before it got out of control. Because at that moment, she was trying to keep things from going too far. Her parents showed up, and for a second, it looked like maybe this could still be fixed. Maybe having more people there would bring things down. Maybe it wouldn't go any further than an argument. But then, everything changed. As Tay moved with her parents, trying to get out of that situation, Shawn made a decision. He grabbed a rifle, and without hesitation, he fired. Tay was shot. Right there, in the space where she should have been safe. Her parents saw it happen, in real time. There was no time to react, no time to process, just shock, just fear. And it didn't stop there. After shooting her, he turned toward her parents, threatened them too. And in that moment, they had to run. Her father ran, and in the process, he broke his leg trying to get away. Her mother ran into the street, waving down officers who were already on their way. Imagine that, running for your life after watching your child get shot. Girl, that's something no parent should ever have to go through. By the time officers arrived, it was already too late. Tay was found near the front of the home. She didn't make it. And Shawn was found outside in the yard. with a gunshot wound to his own body. He had turned the weapon on himself after everything. But he survived. He was taken to the hospital, alive, while Tay was gone. Just like that. One argument, one moment, and everything changed. Police arrived to a scene that didn't make sense to anyone who knew them. A couple that looked happy, a family that looked solid, and now this. Officers began putting the pieces together. The argument, the parents being called, the shooting. Everything happened within minutes. The evidence pointed clearly in one direction. There was no forced entry, no outside suspect. This all happened inside that relationship. Neighbors spoke about seeing them often, speaking to them casually. Nothing ever stood out as extreme. Nothing that pointed to this kind of ending, which left everyone asking the same question. What went wrong? But sometimes, you don't get a clear answer. You just get the outcome. And the outcome here was permanent. Once Shawn was medically stable, he was placed under arrest, charged with first-degree murder for Tay's death, and 2 counts of aggravated assault for what he did to her parents. The case moved forward, and for the people watching from the outside, it still didn't feel real. Family members spoke out, some in disbelief, some still trying to understand how things got to this point.
All right, it's 5 minutes after the hour, and a Daytona Beach woman died after police say her husband shot her and then shot himself. West 2's Tony Atkins has been following this story all morning long and spoke with that man's uncle.
Shocked. Most definitely. Never thought this would ever happen.
Dwayne Evans says he was hurt and shocked to learn about what happened Thursday evening. He says his nephew, Shawntai Atkins, is accused of shooting and killing his wife, Shawntai, and shooting himself.
Actually, they were just over Marion County. You know, we had a family reunion. Yeah. He and his wife.
At the home on Fulton Street, remnants of those tragic moments. Police say the couple got into an argument. Things escalated, leading to Shawntai calling her parents. But before they made it to her home, police say Shawntai grabbed a rifle, shooting and killing her and shooting himself in the chest. Dwayne says there were no signs that his nephew would ever do something like what happened Thursday.
I'm not sure. We still don't know. Waiting to find out.
I did some digging, and according to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Atkins once worked as a corrections officer, but was fired back in 2010 for violating moral character standards. Since then, people in the neighborhood say both him and his wife lived quiet lives and had nothing but good things to say about the couple. Words echoed by Shawntai's uncle, who is still trying to process what went wrong.
A loving couple. Oh, yes. Loving couple.
And after the shooting, people here in this neighborhood still in disbelief about what happened last night. They say this was a couple that kept things quiet and peaceful here in this quiet neighborhood, and it's sad to see everything play out how it did. Reporting in Daytona Beach.
Because from what they saw, this was a loving couple. Not perfect, but real. So what happened in that moment? That's the part no one could fully explain. The trial itself didn't take long. 2 days, that's it. And when it came time for the jury to decide, it took them just 17 minutes. 17. That's how quickly they reached a verdict. Guilty on all counts. That decision was final. During sentencing, the weight of what happened was made clear. A daughter lost her life in front of her parents, and those same parents were nearly next. Shawn was sentenced to life in prison, plus additional time for the assault charges. And just like that, that chapter was closed in the eyes of the law. But for the family, there's no closing to that. Tay's life didn't end in that moment. Not in the way people remember her. She's remembered for her energy, her work, her love for her daughter, and the life she was building. Her community showed up for her, even honoring her with a motorcycle ride, something she loved. But the pain didn't stop. Her sister later shared something that stuck with a lot of people. She talked about a call the day before everything happened. He had said he was struggling, and she didn't take it seriously. She laughed it off, told him to stop drinking. And now, she has to live with that. If I could go back, I would have listened. I would have said more, done more. That kind of regret, it doesn't go away. Make it make sense. Because 2 days, 2 moments, changed everything for this family. And now those dates, live with them forever. Sometimes the signs are there. Sometimes they're not clear. But when things start to feel off, they usually are. Anyways, this is one of those stories that leaves people thinking, not just about what happened, but what could have been different. And maybe that's the part that stays with you. Thank you for watching this episode of Archived Crime Files. If you found this story interesting, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new case. Your support helps us continue bringing you real crime stories, detailed investigations, and gripping cases from around the world. Let me know your thoughts about this case in the comments below. And remember, the truth always leaves a trail. See you in the next episode of Archived Crime Files.